All right. Good morning, everyone. So, as you probably know, I'm Jacqueline Morosco of Spirited Practice, and today we are going to do a practice for the neck and back. And a lot of our practices focus on that part of the body. So, what I'm going to invite you to do is to take a comfortable seat. So it doesn't matter how your legs are. The main thing is that you're comfortable and you can breathe easily. And we're going to start by connecting to the breath and then working with your breath. You're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back, open up the chest, and exhale, round the back and bring your chin towards your chest. So inhale, open, exhale, close. Right, just working with your breath, and as you're moving, noticing how your body feels. Right now, after the next exhale, we're going to stop and just pause for a moment and notice how your breath is moving, how your body's feeling. Then you're going to take your right hand in front of you, and your vision is going to be towards those fingers. And we're going to move again with the breath. So the inhale, you're going to sweep that arm up and behind you, but you're only going to go as far as you can still see your hand. And then exhale, come back to center, and we'll alternate sides. So the inhale, the arm comes back, the head follows the hand, exhale, back to center. Moving at your own pace with your breath, no forcing. One more time on each side. Now, when you finish, again, I want you to pause. Notice how your breath is feeling in your body, and then thinking about how you want to feel when we're done with class today, right? So noticing how you feel in this moment, and then thinking about how you want to feel, and then we will continue. So I'm going to invite you to, throughout the practice, make sure that you're breathing fully. So it's nice that you're in the, like comfort of your own home, so you can breathe fully without worrying about, interacting with other people's exhales, right? So nice full breaths. Now we're going to bring the arms out and your palms are forward. Now the inhale is going to be while we're out here. The exhale, you're going to bring the chin towards the chest, the hands towards one another. Inhale, palms turn out, press like you're doing a breaststroke. Exhale, back to center. Couple more times. Inhale, open, really open that chest, press the hands back. Exhale, chin towards the chest, hands towards one another. Let's do it one more time. And then again, after your exhale, pausing for a moment. Now, feeling your butt on the ground, and we do this a lot, so I want you to feel your sits bones connected to the floor, hands, on your hips or your thighs, and you're going to move through the upper body, but your butt stays connected to the floor. So we're not like shifting over and lifting up your butt. Your butt stays on the floor, big circles, a few times in one direction, then you'll pause and go a few times in the other direction. So this really gives us a lot of information about what's happening in our spine and in our neck as you're moving. So again, eventually we'll come to a place where we pause, and then if you have some tennis balls, I'm going to ask you to grab them. And if you don't, you can use your hands instead of tennis balls. So what I'd like you to start off doing is you're going to lift up one side of one hip, right? Place the tennis ball in there, and then you're going to roll over onto your elbow. And you might be wondering why we would work on the pelvis when our focus is the spine and the neck, but pelvis is connected, right? because it's at the end of the spine. So, and I know that it could be tender, right? But you're gonna move that tennis ball into your glute as much as you can and move it around. And when you're complete on that side, you'll move to the second side. And you're still breathing fully. Noticing all those wonderful sensations. As most of you know, I've been walking a lot, so I can totally feel it in my glutes. Now, when you're done with the outsides, we're going to come to the lower back. So you're going to sit up, push the tennis balls in, and then lean back and slowly take your knees from side to side. Still breathing. Now, as with everything that we do, you might decide that you want to do that a little bit longer, or maybe you were done with it a long time ago. But we're going to move on. So you're going to sit in staff pose, Dandasana, right? Hands on your thighs, feet are flexed. Inhale is going to be up. Exhale, you're going to slide down your legs and you'll round the back. The chin will come towards the chest. Inhale, come up. Exhale, slide down. So we do this a lot standing up, but today we're going to start doing it on the ground. Now, next time you come down with your exhale, we're going to stay in our forward bend. You're going to take your right hand onto the left foot or leg. And then again, you're going to take your vision onto that left hand. And you're going to inhale, lift the arm up, and the head follows the hand. Exhale, come back down to your leg or your foot. Staying on the same side, inhale up, exhale down. Couple more times. Moving with your breath, of course, only going to a place that feels really, really good. Last time. Exhale down, and then you're going to slide that left hand over to the right foot or leg. Extend your right arm out to the side. Again, vision on the right hand. Inhale up, and you only go as far as you can see the hand. Exhale back down. Moving with your breath. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. 2 more times. And again, once you exhale down, come back to the center. Inhale, come on up. And then we are going to make our way onto our hands and knees. So if you like a blanket under your knees, you're going to grab one and put it down on the ground. And I'm not sure which angle will be better for seeing, but I'm going to start here. Now the inhale is, so maybe it'll look better this way. I'm going to inhale, lower abdominals engaged, back is flat, knees are slightly behind the hips, wrists slightly in front of the shoulders, and you're going to inhale, center, and exhale, head and hip towards one another. Inhale back to the center, and then second side. So your inhale, engaged lower abdominals, flat back. Exhale, move the head towards the hip. Inhale back to center, and you're alternating sides. Now, when you come back through the center, we're going to pause for a moment. Make sure those lower abdominals are engaged. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, down to child's pose. And do that a few times at your own pace. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. My favorite stretch for the back body. And one more time. Now, when you come up this time, and this is going to be a little exploration. We're gonna try something that we haven't done in a long, long time. and you're gonna see how it goes. Now, some of you are gonna be on your hands and some of you are gonna be on your elbows. So you're gonna see which position feels better for you, okay? And then once you figure out that position, you're going to inhale in your tabletop position or plank position, exhale into the down dog type position. Okay, so down dog to plank or tabletop on your elbows into a modified down dog, which some people call dolphin. And you're going back and forth at your own pace. You could also do tabletop into child's pose still. And just moving at your own pace. Now, this isn't the new thing. The new thing's coming up. Now, you're going to pause for a moment in your down dog, and you're going to walk your right hand to center, and you're going to reach the left hand towards the right leg. And your head follows your body underneath your arm. You'll come back to center. Keep breathing. Left hand comes to center. And again, walking your right hand underneath, your head underneath, keep breathing. Come back to the center, and then either hop or walk your feet forward into a forward bend, hands come onto your legs. Inhale, slide up. And exhale. How you doing? So notice the heart rate, notice your body temperature. You're gonna find a tennis ball. We're gonna roll through the feet for just a moment, and you'll want to make sure that you give same amount of attention to both feet. This is also recovery time. You might need a little bit of recovery after that. Maybe not. Okay, so once, and make sure if you haven't switched feet, make sure that you do. I kind of just automatically go back and forth. When you feel done with that, at least for now, you can always come back to it when we're done. You're gonna put your tennis ball off to a safe place, and you're gonna stand with your feet about hip width apart, hands on your thighs. I want you to think about having your shoulders up and slightly back. Connect with your breath. And then hands are going to be on your thighs. Inhale up, exhale, slide down. Just like we did sitting down, we're going to do this 4 times. So at your own pace. My second time, inhale is up, exhale is sliding down. And we have one more. Nice. Now, what I want you to do, and you can either keep one hand on the wall or you can, be in the center of the room. You're going to take your weight onto your left foot, reach for the right ankle, and we're going to move that right knee front to back. And just noticing as you move that leg front to back, what's happening in your body and your breath, eventually releasing that foot and taking the second side. So again, holding on to the foot or ankle, and you're not bringing your knee out to the side, it's staying close to your standing leg, and just carefully moving that knee front to back. So just starting the process of getting it moving, and again, eventually we're going to let it go. Now, most of us have this blanket in the center of the mat. We're going to leave it there because we're going to do something where we might like to have it there. So make your way towards the front of your mat. Some of you might like to have blocks on either side. We're going to take the hands to the heart center. Connect with your breath. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Really stretch as you're inhaling, pressing your feet into the ground. Exhale, slide down into your forward bend. Inhale, slide halfway up. Engage those lower abdominals. Exhale into your forward bend. Next inhale, we're going to take the right foot back into a lunge. Now here is where we're going to want to have that blanket there. So you're in your nice deep lunge, your hands are on the floor of the blocks. We're going to gently take that right knee down to the ground. And then you're going to bend your right knee and your foot's going to come off the ground. Walk both hands to the inside of the left foot. Some of you might reach back with your right hand and pull that foot in, and others might just have that foot reaching towards the buttock. Keep breathing, don't force it. You might point and flex your foot or roll through the ankle. Still breathing. Now within the next breath or two, we're going to take that foot down to the ground, walk your hands on either side of your left foot, and come up into your lunge. Long, smooth breaths. Make sure that you're connected to your breath and your body isometrically. Whenever our feet are asymmetrical like this, you're isometrically pulling one foot towards the other. Now we're going to step that back foot forward and then take your left foot back. So again, find your place in your lunge. Hands on the blocks or the floor. Very gently release that left knee down to the ground. Then you're going to lift that foot up. Some of you are going to walk your hands to the inside of the right foot and reach back and pull that left foot in. And some of you are just going to have that foot reaching towards your buttock. Keep breathing. Again, you might point and flex the foot or roll through the ankle. Long, smooth breaths. No forcing. And again, when you're ready to release, you'll take your hands on either side of the right foot. Take your left knee off the ground. Make your way into your lunge. And again, we're going to step that left foot forward. Now hands come onto the thighs. Inhale, slide on up. When you get to the top, let's roll through those shoulders a couple of times. And yes, the last few months, this has become one of my favorite things to do. And then if you have a tennis ball close by, you're going to grab it and we're going to roll on. So you're going to not be on your spine at all. So you're going to stay off the vertebrae. The tennis ball is going to come in between your shoulder blade and your spine. And you're going to work with your body pressing in to the wall. And I really like using one tennis ball here, and you decide how much pressure goes into that tennis ball as you work your way up and down. You might find, as I'm finding, as I'm doing this, there's some interesting sensations, but always, always, always staying off the spine. And again, just like rolling our feet, it might be something you want to continue to do later on. We're going to switch to the second side. So however you do that. Again, in between shoulder blade and vertebrae, staying on those wonderful muscles that do so much work for us. That might be why they're a little tight right now. So we get so much information, right? So when you start to feel done, we're again going to take that tennis ball out, put it into a safe place. And one more time, just to kind of connect with those sensations, hands on the thighs, inhale up, exhale, slide down. Doing this a few times with your breath. Now, on that third time, we're going to stay in our forward bend. And you might take your feet a little bit further apart. Hold on to your elbows And you'll either just allow yourself to hang forward or gently move from side to side. Letting go of your head and your shoulders so you're not working to hold anything up. Long, smooth breaths. Eventually coming to a place in the center where we're going to pause for a moment. Inhale, slide up. Now let's bring the hands to the heart center into Anjali Mudra. You're going to have the heels of the hands connected, thumbs connected, fingertips connected, and then your thumbs gently pressing on your sternum. And there's a pressure pressing into the center, but there's also a space in between your hands, right? I like to picture energy building in that space. Now, connect with your breath. Feel your feet on the floor. Make sure you're feeling safe and connected. Root down through the 4 points of each of your feet. And being aware of your environment, you're going to keep your weight on your left foot. Lift that right foot up and step back, maybe about a meter's distance. Hands still pressing in at the heart center. Okay, engage your feet. So left foot is pulling back, right foot's pulling forward, trying to keep your pelvis even. Inhale is going to be standing up. Exhale, you're going to come forward towards your leg. Inhale up, exhale forward, continuing to press the hands, continuing to engage the feet. Now, next time that you come towards your leg, and of course you're going to make sure you're safe, we're going to reach the hands, release the hands and reach them back behind us as if you're reaching up towards the sky. Some of you might connect your hands and start to reach your head towards your leg. Some of you might have a strap between your hands, and some of you might press your hands towards one another. Now we're going to relax those hands towards the ground. You're going to bend that front knee and you're going to lift up your back leg. Keep breathing. And then very carefully, we're going to take that leg down next to your left foot, hands onto your legs. Inhale, slide on up. And once again, connect your hands together, heels of the hands, fingertips, thumbs at your breastbone. Feel your feet on the ground. Connect all 4 points on both feet. Gentle pressure in to the center. Connected with your breath. Feel your weight in your right foot and take a step back with your left foot. Again, about a meter's distance. Feet are hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Pulling your right leg back, left leg forward, hands at the heart center. So you feel really sturdy in your legs. And if you're someone who hyperextends, you might keep a little bend, especially in that front knee. And whenever you're ready, inhale will be up, exhale halfway down. Moving at your own pace with your breath. Inhale is up, exhale is down. We're going to do one more. Now, once you're halfway down, again, we're going to release the hands and you're going to press them behind you. And some of us will stay here, press your hands towards one another. Some of us will use a strap. Some of us will connect the hands. Reach the hands towards the sky and your head and your body towards the leg. Keep breathing, long, smooth breaths. And whenever you're ready to let go, you'll carefully release your hands towards the ground. Bend that front knee a little bit. You could have your hands on blocks. We're going to lift up the left leg. Keep breathing. And whenever you're ready, carefully place that left foot next to the right, hands come onto your legs. Inhale, slide on up. Exhale, and then start to roll through your shoulders. And we're going to connect with your breath. So how you doing? Right? Feel your breath, heart rate, body temperature. Feet are gonna be now a little bit wider than the hips. Feet are parallel, and we're gonna do a little slow swing from side to side. This is a great time to see how your spine is feeling, how your shoulders are feeling. Now we're going to, and I'm not sure where everybody's walls are, but hopefully everybody has a wall someplace close by. And what I want you to do is you're going to take your toes and point your toes towards the wall and stretch out your right arm. So your face, your chest, your belly, your toes are pointing towards the wall, and the palm of your right hand is on the wall. And then very carefully, you're going to start to pivot your body and your feet out to the left. And for each of us, it's going to be a little bit of a different pivot. So some people call this the wall clock. So if you think about a clock painted on the wall, and 12 o'clock would be kind of where your head is, 3 o'clock would be our right hand, 9 o'clock would be out in front of the body, and 6 o'clock would be down in line with the feet. And so here, you know, moving your body in a way where you get a little stretch, but not too much, right? Because when we're using the wall as a prop, it helps us to go further than we might be able to on our own, so you don't want to force it. Now, very slowly, you're going to start to make your way up to the number 12 with that right hand. And then you'll come back down to the 3, and then you're going to make your way down to the 6, and again, back up to the 3. Not moving too quickly. And just moving between 12 and 3 and 6 and 3 at your own pace. And if the movement needs to be shorter than that, that's okay. You modify to work with your body. Now, the next time you get back to 3, we're going to pivot the body and the face and the toes back towards the wall. Stretch out your left arm. And again, now we're going to pivot the feet, the body, and the face to the right. And you're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Let yourself get used to the sensation. And again, only going to a place that feels comfortable. Don't overdo it. And then whenever you're ready, starting to move from 9 to 12, 12 down to 9, 9 to 6, and 6 back up to 9. Again, moving through this side of the clock with your left arm in a way that is safe and comfortable. Noticing, like, there's a huge difference for me from left to right. So just, you know, no judgment about that. Just noticing what is in your body. Now, again, next time that you are at the 9, you're going to carefully turn your face and your body back towards the wall. And for this one, you might have a couple of blocks available to you or something like that. We're going to stack the blocks up on top of one another, and we're still using the wall. And you're going to make your way into a forward bend, possibly with your head on your block, and they may or may not get there, and some of you might make your way with your hands up the wall. But the idea here is to have a little bit of pressure on the head as well as the wall working, you know, to press on our shoulder blades. And not all of us are going to get into this position. and you're still breathing, maybe even relaxing a little bit in this position. You could have your knees bent or straight. And then very carefully, without bonking your head on the wall, you're going to make your way up. Make sure you're not too dizzy. And again, you're going to pause for a moment, noticing how you're feeling. We're going to step the feet out one more time, this time a little bit wider than the hips. Again, maybe about 1 meter apart. Hands are going to be on your thighs. Inhale up. Exhale, slide down. I know we kind of do this every week because it feels so good to me. Now you're going to slide down the leg and possibly lift up the outside elbow. Just moving with your breath. If you want to start to take your vision towards that lifted shoulder, go ahead and add that in. And just moving slowly with your breath. And the next time you do your second side, we're going to pause. And we're going to step our feet together about hip width apart. Now, you can choose how you want to do this. What I'm going to invite you to do is to sit at the wall, and you might have your thighs parallel to the floor. If that does not work for your body, you're going to slide yourself up so there's not as much pressure on your quads. Okay? And then what you're going to do is feel your pelvis on the wall, maybe your shoulder blades, and possibly your head. But you're not going to take your head to the wall if you have to lift up your chin to do that. Okay? Now the movement is going to be inhale, right arm up, head turns to the left. Exhale, arm comes down, head back to the center. Alternating sides, moving with your breath. I have the wrong hairstyle for doing this because the bumps on my head keep banging into the wall. But hopefully none of you have bumps in your hair. So just moving with your breath. And if your quads start to burn too much, you're going to slide yourself up the wall. And one more time on each side. And when you're complete, you're going to slide your hips up a little bit onto the wall. Take your hands onto your thighs. Slide down into a forward bend. Last time, you might hold on to your elbows or have your hands on the floor or on your legs. Long, smooth breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly making your way up. Now we're going to make our way down onto our knees. And you might have a strap close by, or a belt or a long sock, and you might have a block close by, which we're going to place in front of us. And if you're wondering about the distance, you're going to have the block so that when you come towards the ground, your forehead would land on the block. And some of you might not use the block at all. Okay? So we're going to start with the hands at the sides. Inhale is going to be both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come on to the top of the hand, comes onto the pelvis, forehead onto the block or the floor. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, hands onto the pelvis, forehead towards the block. And we'll do that a couple more times. Inhale is up. Exhale, hands on the pelvis, head on the block or the floor. Last time. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. And now while we're down here, you're going to look for that block or the strap. And you're going to, as if it's a long one, double it up so that it's not banging around too much. And we're going to take the strap behind us. And now the strap is at our lower back. And you have your hands about shoulder distance apart, maybe a little bit longer depending on the flexibility of your shoulders. And the inhale is going to be reach your hands up towards the sky. Exhale down towards your body. Just moving with your breath. The body, the head, the legs are all stationary. You're just moving through the arms and the shoulders. 2 more times. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. 1 more. And when you get back down to the low back, you can release the strap and move your block. And we are going to come to a seated position with the legs in a wide angle. And you might have a blanket under your sits bones or not. And here, again, you might use your strap. We're going to take the left arm up and bend the elbow. And some of you will have the strap in your hand and then walk your right hand up towards your left hand. And some of you might connect your hands without using a strap. Okay? Engage your legs, flex your feet, and you have one elbow pointing up, the other elbow pointing down. Keep breathing. Now I want you to think about this next movement before you do it. You're going to think left elbow towards left knee or foot, but it's not going to come down all the way, right? Inhale is up. Exhale, you're going to come down towards that leg. Moving slowly and only moving a little bit. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. Don't force it. For some of us, this could be a teeny tiny movement. 1 more time. Now, when you come up to a seated position, you're going to release both arms for a moment and roll through your shoulders. Okay, and a couple of times in each direction. I know sometimes we want to rush right to the second side, but we're going to give a little reprieve to our shoulders. We're also going to interlace the fingers and roll through the wrists a few times in each direction. Now, fingers are interlaced if possible. You're going to press your palms forward, reach up towards the sky. Feet are engaged, lower abdominals engaged. Inhale is sitting up. Exhale, you're going to come forward, trying to keep your arms and your body and your head all in the same line, which means, again, for most of us, a tiny movement. Inhale, upright. Exhale, come forward. And if I were to turn to the side, you'd see I'm only moving, probably 2 to 4 inches. Inhale up, exhale forward. And next time you inhale up, we're going to release the hands. Shake out your hands a little bit. If you're using a strap, you're going to find your strap. You're going to do the second side. So bending the right elbow, walking the left hand up, either to connect with the right hand or on the strap. Long, smooth breaths. Connect with your body. Inhale will be up. Exhale, we're going to reach that right elbow towards the right leg. And again, tiny movements. Don't force it. Only move in a way that feels good in your body. Inhale is up. Exhale down. Couple more times. And again, when you come up this last time, you're going to release both hands, roll through the shoulders. See if your, fingers need to be wiggled or anything like that. And then we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together so that we have a big diamond here, right? So It's not like Baddha Konasana where you have your feet right next to your groin. So feet are far away from your body, knees are bent, bottoms of the feet come together to the best of our ability. Hands are going to either go on top of the ankles or underneath. Inhale is going to be up. Exhale, you're going to come forward towards the floor or your feet, depending on the length of your body. But you want to make sure, however far you come down, that you can still breathe easily. Long, smooth breaths. And in this pose, you might feel it. We're looking for a gentle, long stretch in the back body. Long, smooth breaths. No forcing. Now, when you're ready to come out, you're going to slide your hands out. And here, you're going to bring yourself up, bring your knees towards one another. We're going to make our way down onto our back body. And let's see, I'd like you to have a block close by if possible. So you're going to make your way down safely, of course, onto your back body. Your vision, whether your eyes are opened or closed, your face is pointing towards the ceiling. Feet are about hip width apart and maybe 4 to 6 inches from your buttocks. And at first, I just want you to tilt your pelvis front to back so that you can feel your pelvis on the floor. And as you move through the pelvis, I want you to notice which parts of your back body are moving and all the way up into your head. Like, how does your head respond as you're tilting your pelvis front to back? If at all, right? Now from here, you're going to eventually stop rocking through your pelvis and you're going to pause for a moment. And again, notice where you're connected to the floor. And then when you're ready, the same movement we've done a few times in our class today, you're going to inhale. Right arm is going to come up, hips are going to lift up, chest is going to come up, head's going to turn to the left. Exhale, head back to center, arm down, hips down. Alternate sides. Left arm comes up, head turns to the right, hips and chest come up. Exhale, head back to the center, hips down, arm down. Continue on at your own pace. Inhale, up, head turns. Exhale, back to center. Now, the next time that you do your left side, maybe, whatever is your second side, we're going to pause in the center. You're going to find your block. If you have one, you could use a folded blanket instead, or a pillow or a bolster. We're going to lift up the pelvis and place the block under the pelvis, not at all on your spine, under the pelvis only, which for most of us means our butt. And then carefully, one at a time, you'll take your feet up towards the ceiling. Press your shoulders into the ground to open up your chest a little bit. And you might point and flex your feet. But just explore, see what feels good. Long, smooth breaths. Some of you might want to explore doing, like little splits or taking your legs out into a wide angle. Some of you might like to just have your legs pointing towards the ceiling. But we're going to pause in this position, yet continue to breathe. And this is a great time to check in with your breath and your body. So does my body, does my breath, does my mind need anything else? And sometimes, you know, like you just ask that question, beautiful body, what do you need? And see what bubbles up. You know, start to listen to those whispers. Now, when you start to feel done here, we're going to bend the knees and take your feet carefully to the floor one at a time. Lift up your pelvis, take the block out or whatever's underneath your pelvis. And then we're going to bring the right knee in towards the chest. And you might, again, want to move that leg in a circle, or you might just want to hold on to it. And then we're going to do the second side. Again, moving or just holding. Now let's bring in both knees, and you're going to take the bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling. Now you're going to either hold on to the backs of your thighs, your calves, or the outside of your feet and move into, people like to call it happy baby. I like to call it dead bug pose. And some people like to move a little bit side to side, and some people like to hold. So just taking a few breaths in this position. Now, however you're holding on to the right leg, you're going to continue to do that. We're going to let go of the left leg and stretch it out away from the body, but not letting it drop onto the floor. Keep breathing. Very carefully bending that knee, bringing your left foot up and holding it however you were, releasing your right leg, and again, reaching towards the ground, flexing that foot, but letting it hover over the ground so you're just not dropping it onto the floor. Long, smooth breaths. And again, as you feel done, we're going to bring in the right knee, release the left foot, carefully take your feet to the ground one at a time. One more time, check in with your body. Body, what do you need? If you need a little twist, you might add that in here. Or you might set yourself up for Shavasana. So check in with your body. Body, what do you need? Do whatever your body needs, and then start to set yourself up for Shavasana. And remember, in Shavasana, the idea is that we're comfortable, we're warm, but not too warm. It's in a place where we can let go of our breath and our body, kind of get into that place in between awake and sleep, where our body can integrate and synthesize all the change that we're creating with movement and with breath and with focusing the mind. So as you get yourself comfortable, checking in, is there anything else I could do to make this position just a little bit more comfortable? Softening the jaw, the back of the throat. Gentle, smooth breaths. Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om. So as always, if you would like to join me in a short focus practice, you can start to make your way up to a comfortable seated position. If you prefer to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, please do so. And I'd like to combine our breathing with our focus practice, finding that very effective lately. And so like we did before, we're going to take the heels of the hands and the fingertips together with a little space in between. Hands are cupped, thumbs gently pressing on the sternum. Long, smooth breaths. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in, and you're going to choose what color. I'm not going to give you a color, but you're going to breathe in a color of light and pull it into that space in between your hands. And as the light builds and starts to radiate out, you're going to invite it to move into your heart center, if you choose. Filling up your heart. Your torso. And eventually radiating out into every single cell in your body so that you are a glowing being. Which of course you all are. Now you're just making it more. And the wonderful thing about a practice like this is you can choose to be this glowing being as you move out into the world, or you can invite that light to come and kind of rest behind your heart space so that it's there and you know that it's there and you can pull it out at any time when you feel you need that little boost. So now would be the time to decide if you want to tuck it away or if you want to remain in your glowing state. And then at the very beginning, I asked you to notice how you felt in your mind, your body, your spirit. And so pausing for a moment to notice how you're feeling right now. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit better than when you started the practice. And what might you do to continue to expand on what we've begun this morning? And today, let's close with nice Om. So inhaling. Om. And may each of you glow out into the world. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.